officially on a book buying ban for the rest of the year. So let me show you my very last purchase of 2023 of books from my own wallet. There is going to be some caveats. If I get gifted a gift card, if somebody gets me one as a gift, then you know what? Then they're showing me book love. But other than these books that I have right here and the books that I have on my TBR behind me, I will not be purchasing any more books in the year of 2023. So let's open these up and see which books I selected to round out my TBR for the rest of the year. To start off for my birthday this year, my husband bought me the Throne of Glass first initial book. Now, I have not actually read Throne of Glass. I know, don't shoot me, but I am a ACOTAR stan. I literally am obsessed with that series. It has one of my favorite books of all time in the series, and I've been holding off on this because this is commitment. This is like a 10 book, I think, series all in all of reading this, and some of these books are super thick. I think the last book has like 800 plus pages. So I've been holding off on starting this series for a long time. He finally was like, look, you love the author, you love her style of writing, I'm gonna buy you this book for your birthday and you go all in. So I figured if I'm doing a book ban for the rest of the year where I'm not purchasing any more books, I should at least get like the first 5, shouldn't I? That's where these books come in. So I ended up purchasing Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, which I hear this one is like everyone's absolute favorite of the entire series, Assassin's Blade. Let me know where you read this in the order, and would you recommend the order that you read it in, because there's a lot of controversy around what order this book comes in. And I got Crown of Midnight and I have Throne of Glass. So that means I have the first 5 books in the series, and that means I'm actually going to start it this year. Now, I have a couple books that are a part of series that I'll be doing in my TBR, and if I read that book, I cannot buy the next one. I either have to be given a gift card, someone buys it for me as a gift somehow, or I just need to like hold off. So I'm going to be practicing some discipline here this year. Fingers crossed, pray for me. Now this next one is book 2 in a series. I read Six of Crows, and don't shoot me, but I didn't love it. There was a lot of lulls in and out of that book that I didn't appreciate. Some great things that kept me hooked in, and that's why I didn't DNF it, but I still wanted to love it so much more. A lot of people told me that the second book, Crooked Kingdom, was actually better than the first. So I said, you know what? I trust you guys. You're my people. I will try it out and then I will see if it's better. The first book I gave like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, maybe. It took me a while to get into it too, so don't shoot me, but look, I'm supporting the author. I'm giving her a second chance. We'll see if there's a redemption. Then I picked up Credence from Penelope Douglas. I've heard amazing things about this book and the smut that's in this book. I read her Birthday Girl book and I loved it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So I decided, you know what, it's time for me to dive in a little bit deeper and see what the hype of this book is all about. Originally on my birthday when we were at Barnes & Noble's, my husband wanted to buy me this book that I have right here, but they didn't sell it in paperback. I'm a paperback girly. I literally only have like 2 hardback books, and it's because I absolutely had to buy them, or I didn't have the option of reading the book, and that just wasn't an option. But I am a paperback stan. So I ended up purchasing it myself, and that's from Blood and Ash. I only have the first book in the series, so hopefully it doesn't leave off on a cliffhanger, but I heard that this one is amazing as well. Now you can hate on Colleen Hoover all you want, but some of the best books that I've ever read are from her. Are they smutty? Like, no, there's some spice in her books. Are they like downright raunchy? No, but she has good writing. It's very light. I use her books as palette cleansers in between big fantasy books, or books that have like a lot of world building, or books that were really, really heavy and hard to get through, and like I had a transformation while reading the book, or books that I DNF'd and then I got into like a reading slump after reading those books. I go to her books to get back into reading. I go to her books to like cleanse my palate and then move on to another book. So I picked up Heartbones. I have like a little shelf right here that's like my Colleen Hoover shelf. I haven't read this one yet. I've heard that great reviews. I have All Your Perfects over here as well in my TBR, so I'm sure we'll get through both of these this year. The next two I did end up buying that are in a series. I bought the first book and the second book, and only because I actually only wanted to read the second book because people were raving about how amazing it was, but I didn't want to miss anything in the first book before I read the second book, so I bought the first book. And these are also my first books by this author. I've never read her books before, so I'm excited to dive in and see what her writing style is like. That is the Elsie Silver Heartless and Flawless. I know there's a third book, I think it's called Powerless in the series, but I only picked up the first 2, so I'll let you know my thoughts. The final book that I picked up, I also heard was absolutely amazing, and I've never read this author either, so I wanted to put in some like, you know, fresh little sprinkles. I wanted to dive into some new writing styles and see some new authors, because I get stuck into an author that I like and I will literally eat up every single book that they write. I will literally buy every single book that comes out. And sometimes that means that I'm putting other authors on the back burner when there's some amazing authors and books out there. So I picked up this one by Candy Steiner. It's called Blindside. I'll let you know my thoughts on it. I haven't actually read, I have a couple hockey romances behind me that's on my TBR, and I heard that this is like a sports romance as well, so I'll let you know my thoughts. So that was it for today's final addition to my TBR. If you'd like a haul of my TBR, let me know. It's pretty kind of all over the place. I do love a good rom-com, I do love fantasy, I do love smut. Those are just my styles of books. I love like fluffy and airy books as well. I'm going to work through my TBR. That is a goal for me for the rest of the year, and I'll let you know what I think of the books along the way. So thank you so much for watching my video today. I will see you in the next one.